have, please raise your hands and circle answer accordingly. Ritika, you may turn on your mic.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Ritika.
I would like to ask you that could you suggest some side hustles that student can follow?
Okay. You are pursuing your which stream right now?
Commerce.
Commerce.
I
Okay.
am in 12th class right now.
You are in grade 12. See, being a grade 12 student, your side hustle can be to develop an application which can help small businesses. See, right now
Okay, sir.
AI is playing a big role, and AI will give you an opportunity to easily develop small applications which can help small business people. With this, you will understand that what pain they are having and how can you improvise or how can you suggest them to come out of those pains. Also, it will give you an opportunity to understand that how the market works, how the business work.
Okay, sir, I will follow it.
See, as we spoke in our discussion also, the key is to be consistent. If you are consistent in your planning, in your approach, you will succeed.
Yes, you may turn on your mic.
Good evening, sir.
Hi, Yash.
Hi, sir. So I want to ask you, sir, how can we make our perspective towards investing? Hence, we are not earning any money right now. Then how can we involve into investing so that in future we can make our future good enough?
Yash, it's a very good question. I never said that investment is all about money. Investment is all about your approach. And as a student, your basic investment should be in your studies, in your skills. You need to develop skills which tomorrow will convert you money. So
So,
take
sir,
courses.
as a commerce student, yes, sir, what I was saying.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, I was asking that as a commerce student, what skills we should be necessary to become like if I want to start a startup in any enterprise. So what can be the necessary courses or skills we can pursue?
Good question. See, Yash, if you are trying to build a new business or if you are trying to create a new startup, the basic start is you need to understand that what kind of business you're going to start, which is your intended audience, what kind of offerings you are going to do, which is already there in the market or not there in the market, but what is the key difference, what is the value you're going to create or you are going to offer to the customers. If you understand these things, if you understand which market you're going to play, what are your key values which you're going to add, if you know these things, then you will be on a road to become an entrepreneur.
Yes, okay, thank you, sir.
Sir, Nishkarsh asked that any books that you recommend for increasing our financial knowledge.
Absolutely. I love books, and one of my hobbies is reading books. To start with, I'll say that read a very basic book called as Rich Dad and Poor Dad. There are many other books about money. How does it work? How should we understand? How should we make our approach clear? But I would say that books are very important. But apart from books, try to analyze the businesses around you. Try to understand that how and what differences they are making. For example, even a tea stall, if you see today, they are earning good amount of money. So how and what they are doing, we need to understand that also. And also we have to keep one thing in our mind very clear that see, as I said in my lecture also, that we are a social media generation. We are very educated, we are very competitive in high tech, but also we are very much impacted by the social media. So you need to control yourself, you need to understand what is your end goal. If you understand your end goal, you will be able to utilize the resources right now in your hand and future the resources which will come to you. But yes, reading books are very important. Rich Dad Poor Dad is one of the book which I read first time in my college, and it was really insightful. It changed my perspective towards thinking about asset and liabilities in different dimensions. And it's very important the way we understand asset and liability is, it's very important.
Shubham, you may turn on your mic.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Shubham.
So my question is, how can a freelancer manage their investment when sometimes the invoicing got very high, but other time it is very low?
Okay. See, invoicing is something which will be dependent on a case-to-case basis. Now, as a freelancer, we have to try and make ourselves available in the market more. If your reach is with only few limited customers, then you have to think about a recurring business with them. If your reach is going to be more, then you will have more business.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
So someone in the chat box just asked that given the current economic climate, which asset classes do you think are undervalued or overlooked by most investors?
What I have observed right now in the market, especially for the youngsters, like youngsters are too much into social media and too much utilizing it, which is actually good. But if you want to grow, you have to think about a larger market. Now, to reach out to this larger market, your offering has to be really unique. Either unique, or it has to add some value which is not available from other people. If you understand that key difference, you can attract the investors. Also, investors are always looking for clarity. If a businessman is very clear on the numbers which he has achieved or which he is looking for and the plan for it, if he knows this particular part, absolutely he can crack the investors, he can influence the investors. Think about me as an investor. If I am coming to you and I am going to invest in your business idea, the thing which I'll be looking for is like how safe I'll be able to get my returns back. Now, for that, I need to have an understanding about your clarity. If you are clear for your business, if you have clarity about your sales, if you have clarity about your plan of execution, that's what an investor is looking for.
And so, according to you, how do you determine the optimal asset allocation for clients with differing risk tolerances in a rising interest rate environment?
It's a very good question, actually. See, I'm into real estate business. Apart from my professional life, I do heavily investment on real estates in different countries. So, see, it depends upon geography to geography. Each country is offering different opportunities, but yes, we have to think about the rates, the trends, the market influence, also the geographical factors. Like if I make an investment in Mumbai, it will be very different from what I make in Dubai or Indore. Now here, if I'm putting my money in a real estate project, and if I'm borrowing the money from the bank, I need to understand two things here. What is the ROI I'm getting from this particular asset? What is the path this asset will increase or decrease? And how I'm going to pay it back to the bank? If I have these calculations done on a paper, then I'll be able to crack it. But there are different parameters and it goes case by case. So it's not like that you can have a defined mechanism for each cases. But yes, one thing is very clear, that if we can write things on a paper, if we can draw our projections on a paper, half the battle is done.
Okay, sir. I hope Shivangi, your doubt was catered. Yash, do you have any doubt? You can turn on your mic.
Yes, sir. I want to ask that I am very excited to read financial news, but I can't remain consistent to it. Like I will read 10 pages and then I can't remain consistent. So how can I build that habit or to remain consistent to read books?
Yash, can you elaborate more when you said this one? Can you give me, like, can you explain more on this one?
Yes, sir. Like when I start reading any financial book,
Okay.
I read 10-15 pages. Then I can't remain consistent to read book daily.
Okay.
I
Okay.
am very excited to read a book, but I can't remain consistent and stick to it after doing this one.
I understand. I understand. See, reading is not reading cannot be in hobby only. For reading, people say that reading is my hobby, but I will say that reading has to be more than a hobby. You have to put yourself into it. And right now there are many options available. You can listen to the books. There are audiobooks available. But then also I'll say that reading is one of the best exercise, because it actually involves your mind, your eyes, and your body in it. And once all of these factors are being involved, you'll get more output from it. If I have to tell you that the approaches, you have to find the right time when you're reading the book. If you prefer reading it in the night or in the morning, and give yourself a challenge that you are going to complete 10 pages a day. And out of that 10 pages, you are going to write an abstract in one of your book or one of your pages, so that what you are reading is actually converting it in an abstract is very important, so that you understand that what you're reading and how impactful it will be for you. And then you can analyze this abstract of yours when you're reading another books. But yes, consistency is the key. Yes, we have to be consistent. If we are not consistent, we'll not get the right results, even from reading, even from investing, or even from any business hustle.
Sir, after 18, it is a good time to enter in the stock market after learning, because parents sometimes say it's like a gambling. So how can we change their mindset towards it?
No, no, absolutely. See, here everyone is right. Your parents are right, you're right. See, what happens, like now, sometimes if they have not done something, they will not be feeling secured about it, and which has nothing to be right or wrong. Now, investing in market has to be thoroughly, like, you need to understand where you're investing, which company you are investing, which shares you're buying. But I will always say that, see, it's always advised not to put all your eggs in one basket. You have to split your investment in multiple places. For example, if you are investing, say, 10,000 on one particular share, then divide that particular money. Put 5,000 in that particular share and 5,000 somewhere else. So in case if something goes wrong, your money will come from different sources. So you have to split your investment. And right now the scenario is really very volatile. It's very vulnerable. Things are not so predictable, and things are controlled by people whom are not in control of you. So study, invest, and always assess your investment. And always, like,
Thank
listen
you,
to your
sir.
parents. Listen to your parents. They have seen the life. So definitely don't just like try to bypass them. But yes, absolutely, you have to try new things. Like, I'll give you an example. Some 15 years back, I did one of my investment outside my city. So I belongs to Madhya Pradesh, and I was always doing my investments in Indore and all. And then one moment of time, I got an opportunity to invest something in New Delhi. All my family told me that, Sanjay, this is out of our reach. But then I convinced them that, see, we have to expand. Now, in order to expand, we have to take risk. But this risk should not be driven emotionally. This risk has to be calculated. If you have those calculations done, if you know where you're investing and what is the 90% chances to get the outcome, you're secured. Things will go wrong at times, but those things, when it will go wrong, that is also your learning. But always remember, money is not something which we can play blindly. If we are investing somewhere, we need to have an escape route out, and that escape route out is all based upon your studies, all based upon your thinking prospect, that how deeply you know the place, how deeply you understand that particular business where you're investing it, whether it is a sales business, real estate, or any other business. We have to get involved. We need to understand the figures, and once you are confident enough, go, feel free, but invest in all different places. Like myself, I do investment in real estate, I do investment in some shares, and I do investment in gold. So you have to divide this equally.
So there's another doubt by Charit, that as students, how can we invest in real estate?
As a student, I will not advise you directly to invest in real estate, but yes, I will definitely encourage you to understand real estate, to understand that what is the difference between a house investment, a commercial investment, a semi-commercial investment. You need to read more about it. Once you read more about it, and the moment you'll have money, you can go and invest in it. But yes, as a student, keep your focus on building more skills, trying hustles which involve digital, so that they are looking for less money and more output. But once you have that output, real estate is the one which is going to give you a boom.
Okay, sir. Arush, you may turn on your mic.
Oh, good evening, sir.
Hi Arush, evening.
Sir, I am pursuing CFA and at the same time I'm engaged in my job as well as a business analyst. But sir, the problem here is that I at times feel a bit stressed and demotivated to continue with my CFA. So how can one keep himself motivated such that he doesn't lose the sight of the ultimate goal? Because ultimately I want to become a CFA.
Absolutely.
And I can't even compromise on my job. So how to strike a perfect balance? I hope you could help me out.
Absolutely, Arush, it's a very good question, and I'll say that most of students or most of the people are going through this cycle every time. See Arush, you have to find inside yourself that Arush who wants to become or who want to pursue this CFA. You have to motivate yourself by yourself. Don't look motivation outside always. If you can motivate yourself, if you can think about your end goal, that will be your key motivation. Absolutely, you will be doing side hustles, you'll be doing multiple jobs which may be eating your time, but if you focus that your goal is to become this particular thing, you will find a motivation over there. And I always say this to all my family along with my friends, that people are looking motivation outside. Why? You can be motivated inside. You have to think about your goal, you have to write your goal, and you have to every month or every week track it, that how much you have achieved or where you are lagging and what you can improvise. See, there is nothing like that there is an option B. If you have chosen something, you have to put all your efforts on it. I know that this question is very deep, but I will say that, see, self-motivation is the best thing. Keep investing in yourself, keep yourself happy and motivated, and keep yourself engaged in the same activity. That will help you.
Thank you, sir.
And trust
So there are
yourself. Trust yourself. It's a very simple thing, and be consistent. You will eventually find your goal. If you trust yourself, if you be consistent, and if you are ready to pursue what you are pursuing, absolutely, you will succeed in that one. Yeah, Imanshi.
Yeah, so there are some doubts related to stock market and trading. Like as beginners or as students, stock market is very volatile. So what qualities should we as students have, or what should we look after if we are as beginners investing in stock market?
Actually, stock market is an amazing platform, and this platform is really helpful for people like you, me, and all the new generation, because it is a platform where you can even invest $100. It's not like that you have to have like 1 crore or 10 million to start the investment. But yes, stock market is volatile. Stock market is governed with many parameters. But the good part is, like in today's scenario, you have many applications available in the market which will give you even the free credit. By using those credits, you can explore and you can understand that how the market works. How do you understand that what is a good investment, what is a bad investment, what is a good debt and what is a bad debt. So if you try and focus on all these things, and if you try to utilize what is available in the market, it will give you a good insight. And I'll say that, see, even a very polished player fails in stock market. So it's not like that there is some kind of keys which will make you win all the time. No, people fail, people succeed. But yes, you need to keep on understanding, learning, and create that mindset in mind. Create that mindset that yes, if I'm going to invest in this particular stock, why I'm investing in this stock? What is backing my money in? If you can figure out those formulas, and if you can figure out, and if you can practice these formulas in multiple platforms available, absolutely you'll have a good understanding and you will be able to mitigate the risk. Risk is always there, but if the risk has been, like, if you can plan the risk, or if you can prepare the risk, then I'll say that it's worth taking that risk.
Okay, sir. Akash, you can turn on your mic and ask your doubt.
Hello, sir.
Hi Akash.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, in this time, I completed my MBA in finance,
Okay.
and I want to start a business import and export.
Okay.
How to analysis in a finance, manage account, investments, and
Okay. Now,
purchase by.
Akash, to answer your question, I'll ask you some questions which you can write it. If you're talking about
Okay,
export
sir.
and import, first of all, you need to understand that which product you're going to export or which product you're going to import, from which port is convenient to you. Once you finalize these two things, the third question will come in, like, okay, fine, how you're going to get the legalities done. If you have answer to these three questions, then your planning is in progress. Because import and export,
And sir,
again,
which types of precautions we take in import and export?
okay. See, in the current scenarios, you can see that many countries are in war zone. Many countries are being impacted with, because when you talk about export and import, that's like sending your products outside the city or outside the country. Now, there are many parameters to it. But the first parameter which any export or import business will be the government approvals, the certificates for your product. If you can figure out those things, like, first thing is, like, what product you are going to export or what product you are going to import, from which place you're going to exporting or from which place you are importing. If you understand these points, then the way will be easier for you.
Sir, thank you, sir, for giving these informations. Thank you.
Sanya, you can turn on your mic, and after that, Ilyuri, you may ask your doubt after Sanya.
Hello, sir.
Hello, Sania.
Sir, you talked about credit card in your session. So, what are the risks and benefits of using credit card, and how would you manage credit card responsibilities?
Absolutely. See, I'm using credit card heavily, and I'll say that it is one of the best tool available in the market if you use it wisely and cautiously. See, credit card gives you an ability to use the money which is not yours and use that money in investment. But see, if you use credit card for buying liabilities, you will fall into this debt trap. So when you are using the credit card, you should always know that what you are buying and how you're going to repay. Because see, it's not a free money. Ultimately, the bank is going to charge you if you don't pay it. Only thing is like bank is giving this attractive credit cards to you so that they can lower you to make the investment. Now you need to understand and you need to be smart enough to make that call that when to buy, what to buy, and how I'm going to repay it. And credit card, one simple logic which I'm following is like use the credit card but always pay full. Never ever let's pay the minimum amount. If you can follow this, there are amazing returns coming from credit card. I'm using in my 18 years of professional journey, I was using credit card from the day one, and it's really beneficial. Every year I'm taking a good amount of money from the banks by the credits and all, and it's amazing.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, I want to ask one more question.
Please.
Guys, I would like to inform that only the last two doubts will be taken now. So, kindly ask good questions from sir.
Yes, please, Sania, you can ask your question.
And what are the factors would you consider before taking a loan or applying for a credit card?
Okay, very good. Okay, now we talked about a term called as good debt and bad debt. In order to run any business or any investment, we have to take debt. We have to take loans from the bank or anything. But you need to understand whether from this loan, are you buying an asset or a liability? If it is an asset, this loan will be turning as a good debt. If it is a liability which you are not able to pay back on time, then it is going to be a bad debt. So you need to understand that where like with this money, what you are doing. If this is going to add money in your pocket, it is going to be fruitful and you will be able to pay out the loan. But if it is going to be a luxury product or something like a vacation or something where you will be troubling to pay it back, then absolutely you'll have a problem and the debt piles up gradually too fast. I've seen people who are into this debt trap and it's very difficult to come out of it. So the first important part is like you have to be matured enough to understand when to invest, what to invest, and if you're taking a loan, how you're going to pay it back. But yes, absolutely, for all you young people, loans are not bad. Loans are good. Any and every big investor is taking loan from the market because that's how you actually capitalize the money from other people and use it to make money for you. So loan and credit card are good, but use them wisely. Understand that where you're putting the money. Don't go by fleeting trends. Don't go by like don't buy things to impress people. Buy things for your own. Think about your goal. If you can think about your goal and if you think about yourself, absolutely you will have a win.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
We will be taking up the last out. Yuri, you may turn on your mic.
Yes, Iluri.
Hi sir, myself Megha.
Hi, Megha.
What is your investment philosophy, sir?
Again, please.
What is your investment philosophy to invest?
Philosophy, I'm not a philosophical person, but yes, I invest when I see, like my philosophy is simple. I want to gain profit from my investments. So when I'm planning for an investment, I study. I always look for alternates. I always look for how can I mitigate my risk in case something goes wrong. And if I can figure out these things, I make my investment. Like recently, I've done one investment in Dubai where I acquired some property over there, and I thought about all this prospect that okay, what is the market, how the market is going to get appreciated in case if something goes wrong in the market, how I'm going to sustain for that particular period. Because see, definitely for buying a property, I'll be taking a loan from government or some bank and all, but I need to figure out a way that in case of any roadblocks, if I can pay it back during that particular time, I'm covered. So absolutely, any investment when we do, we have to study, we have to use our brain and not our emotions. Any investment done emotionally may or may not succeed, but any investment which was done logically with planning, I'm sure that it will succeed. You can have delays, but eventually it will succeed.
Thank you, sir.
Alright, guys, due to shortage of time, we'll have to end the session now. Thank you so much, Sanjay sir, for sharing your valuable insights with us. It was an absolute privilege to learn from your experience. And thank you to all the participants for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you in our next sessions. Until then, stay curious and keep learning finance.
Thank you very much, and it was a pleasure of mine. Thank you all.
Amazing having you.
Thank you all.